Okay, welcome to the final video in the Knife Pathways series here. This is the one we're actually going to look at the knife. First I want to explain what a pathway is, specifically. Pathway is an entry point. Right? An entry point in which you can bring the knife in and be able to use it. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is, in the martial arts industry, you see some really interesting knives, and I'm talking about martial artists who carry knives. I've seen them as much as this long, right? Why? Now I've got a butter knife with me here, which is very dull and very safe. This blade is long enough to kill somebody. In fact, I can do it with half of that. So why would I bring something out that's this long? One of the reasons that long knives came into being was to penetrate armor, right? Go between sections of armor and things like that. It's the same reason why all the iron palm training came about. It wasn't to hit skin, it was to hit people wearing armor, right? So kind of keep that in mind. Secondly, I'm going to use something that is shiny and safe, so the camera will pick up a little bit. The best knife you can have is pure black. Dull black, reflects no light. I used to have a beautiful one, so did he, that was very dull like this. When the light hit it, you never saw anything, because it's the knife you don't see that cuts you. Now, we're rehearsing anything here, and we're going to go slow for safety's sake. And I don't want you to see anything I do here and run out and copy it. That's not why I'm doing this. There is an old Zen saying that if you meet a Buddha, kill it. Okay? And that's very true in martial arts. When you get something that you go, oh, fantastic, this is awesome, I'm going to teach this exact thing to everybody, you have a problem, because now you've created a god out of a technique, and a technique does not work. Now, I'm not talking about your children's class or your white belts and yellow belts and these things. I'm talking, bless you, I'm talking about advanced students that you're teaching advanced principles and concepts to. Right? So now, as we're looking at this first example, he decides he's going to punch, right? And I'm going to check the hand. Now, one of the things I want you to notice as you go back again, if I do a traditional block and check this hand, I've lined this up, he's going to drive me with that immediately, because I want everything out of his sight. Now, with him, this is a little bit more challenging, because I'm almost below his sight line. In some ways it's easier, in some ways it's harder. Now, you're going to notice I don't appear to move very much, but in actuality I am. So as he's punching slowly, I'm going to come up this way underneath him, right? Just to the arm, and as I'm hooking his arm, I'm coming in this way. So if we're doing this, it is this, right? 1, 2, and hook. Now see how this turned out differently. Take this. Okay, so again, I'm going to come up. Now I am turning, and I'm heading towards the 5 here because of my angle. This will strike. Now, if I'm holding it, this is called a splinter grip, it would be this way, and it will go into the arm, and then as he is turning to punch here, don't worry, you're not going to get cut. I'm going to come this way with it. Now we'll watch this without. Right? As he comes here, I'm coming up, I check, he goes to punch, and it's going to go right by me here. Right, you can finish that. So again, I come up, and then immediately from below, he can't see this. And then I will go down the arm, out, and across the chest with it. If he happens to, at this point in time, if the arm comes up to get to me, punch, I can parry this and also come under this way with it. Right? I'm going to follow the contour of his movements. The same, if we go this way and I come to the outside, he goes to punch again, I parry this way, I can come around this, and then I can bring the knife up here and I can trim along his back with it. He's never going to see what happens. If I need to make this quick and easy, right? Let's suppose I've got a crowd here that I'm worried about the attack from. As he comes in underneath, straight up, go underneath the jawline, which of course will cut the tongue off. right? The guy's not going to bother with you once you've stuck him with the knife going up. But have you seen anything I've been doing with the knife?
No.
No. The other thing you want to start to get good at with it is as he punches, as an example, and I come this way, I have the knife, I carve, I switch, and then I come around with it, so I have switching hands with it. You always want to just be playing. Punch, this way, cut, punches again, this way, oh, I got caught. So you're going to get caught too because your movement's not complete. Right? Now, none of this you need to do at fast speed. Right? You work the speed up as you're going. If you've got something that works, let's say he comes through and he wants to punch, and I've come along this way. Now I'm in trouble because I know he saw that, and I swing around this way. What can I do with this knife? Switch hands. He comes, he turns, and this will go right by me. He's a little bit leery because I'm getting poked with this thing, and I don't blame him. Right? So again, I can do this without two, you punch, and I can come up here, and I can do it without the weapon to see how everything works out. One of the things that's very important here is if you can't do the same type of motions with or without the weapon, you've got nothing. Right? Traditional knife stuff teaches this kind of a thing. Right? Well, what's wrong with this? I'm dead. I'm absolutely dead. This guy's going to beat me stupid, even though I have a knife. Back in a knife book that I did 5 years ago, which I'm actually going to remove from the market, even though there is some value in it. I taught in that knife book that you need to go out and practice cutting. You don't. You dress up jeans and stuffed jean shirts, types stuff that's fairly thick clothing, and you take out your knife and you hang this thing up and you practice your motions to cut. That's a waste of time, complete waste of time. And the reason it's a complete waste of time is as I'm doing this. Let's suppose he punches. Let's suppose that I have this opportunity to do this. Right? Now that other hand is coming. Fire that other hand at my head. That other hand is coming, and I'm out of my range. Secondly, something really bad happens here as well, because when I do this, he's seen that. For one, what's your natural instinct as you're punching? He's going to step back to punch, right? And now I'm out of range. However, if we do this, and he turns to punch me again, and I come back, he has cut himself. Let's go fairly quick on the turn back, right? So I'm here, I just place my hand, it's like I'm punching him. I place my hand there, punch fast. As I returned, he's the one who cut himself with the knife, I didn't. Right? Now remember, we've rehearsed none of this. This is all just playing with the principles. It's the same as coming this way. As he comes this way, right? He turns to punch again, I go back this way, and then I can simply just come up with this blade here and go after his arm. There's all sorts of very, very simple things that I can do with it. Let's switch sides here for 1 second. Okay, just so that the camera angle is a little bit different. He punches, I decide I'm going to evade this way. Right? Now I can, at this point, step a little bit closer, and now as he turns towards me to punch again, I just stuck him in gallbladder 31 with the knife. Right? Turn it, pull it out. He's not, we're all done. He has no idea what happened. And if you spend some time working this, you're going to find some stuff that'll just boggle your mind. Then discard it, because the only thing that matters is 1, 2, punch again, 3, punch again, 4, punch again, 5, punch again, 6. That's the stuff that matters, is the movement. I got tagged on that last one. Okay? And you will. When you're learning this stuff, you will get tagged. Just don't get tagged full speed. Right? Work your way up to full speed as you're doing it. But you want to constantly be playing it. The other thing you have to be careful about when you're doing it is to really train the uke well, because they know what's happening. We were watching a show the other night, watching old reruns of Hogan's Heroes you've ever seen that show. And there was a comment made, which is extremely true, that the soldier is only as good as the commander. Okay? A lot of truth to that. The martial arts practitioner is only as good as Suzuki. Right? Because target my face. See, he didn't target my face. Right there, he did exactly what I was hoping he would do, because he knows what I'm going to do. He can see it in my body language. Target my face. There. Right? You'll find that most of your mistakes when you get tagged are just that. Now, just to close off this video, I'm going to tell you a really funny story. Well, at least I thought it was funny. I have an ex-student from a long time ago who was pretty confident in his movement when it came to this. And he was decent with it. And it was the last class before Christmas. And the person holding the camera was present when this happened. I think you were there too, actually. I'm not sure. And one of the young ladies that we had was a black belt, and she was a phenomenal black belt. I would have her, a student like her in every class if I could. They were doing their full out attacks, and this gentleman kind of didn't notice she'd moved, and he didn't move at all, and her fist came straight there and splattered his nose all over him, all over the place. And I wasn't in the room when it happened. Somebody else was teaching. Were you teaching that night? And I look, and this was at a community college too, big college. He comes out and he's going like this, and he's walking towards the bathroom, looking, and there's blood trail following him. So I went, oh, I better go see what's wrong. So I got up and I went into the bathroom, and in the bathroom they had the waste containers were clear. They had clear plastic garbage pails, and they were just skeletons, and this thing was stuffed with all of these bloody paper towels, because he was hemorrhaging basically out of his nose at that point in time, and it looked like a murder had been committed upstairs. But that's how devastating the real thing is. And she wouldn't have pulled off for anything because she expected him to move. So his fault. And he admits that was his fault. And I had to go tell security that they perhaps should get somebody up to take care of the bathroom, because you're gonna hear somebody screaming soon. Right? Now he was fine. He had a broken nose, but he was fine. But the attack will launch. He will never go. He will never follow my motion. He will go where I target. And that's how you have to really train it. Because there are times when your movement, because of what you're doing, will be very small. It'll only be this much. You can't see me, and here's my knife. Right here into pericardium 2. Good night, nurse, because he'll bleed out from that one. He'll bleed out from this one too if I happen to hit the radial artery. That's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed the series. This is very easy stuff to understand, but it takes years and years of constant training, and you'll become magnificent at it. Thanks for watching.